Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Okay, it is time. We are here. This is the Amazon Prime Big Day Deals. I'll see how many videos I'm able to pump out. I'm going to keep a running list down below. Click that link down below. I don't know when these deals expire. I don't know when they restart. I'm going to try to pump them out as I can. And these are some of the ones that jumped out at me very, very quickly that I wanted to kind of highlight for you guys. Let's start off first with the Jesper. Now, they sponsored a video about a month ago. They're not sponsoring this video, but I thought this was a really good deal for this specific battery jump starter. This now lives in my wife's vehicle. I like it a lot. When they sponsored the video, they got the price down. I think it was around like maybe high $50 mark. I really don't remember, but this is normally 90 bucks. They got this thing down to $68. And then they have a clickable coupon that gets this thing down to another additional 30%. So it's going to take another $21 approximately off of this, doing math live. You should have something like this in your vehicle at all times. So just in case your vehicle dies, you forget to turn off a light, or you're running your accessories while you're sitting at a stadium or something like that. But also B, so you don't have to hook your vehicle to someone else's vehicle if they need a jump start. You can just simply walk up, use this thing. It can also be used as a battery bank and all that good stuff. You're going to be saving at least 35% on that. Jump on that. Next one here is the Fantastic Car. Now, some of these names are ridiculous, but this kit now lives on my knife maintenance area. If I'm going to be maintenance of my own multi-tools, knives, I kind of want to enjoy the process. I like the fact that the top spins as well as the middle portion near the label spins. It comes with all sorts of bits, Torx bits, security bits, Roberson, Phillips, slotted. Normally 25 bucks. They dropped this thing down to $19.99. That's a savings of 20%. The Hoto handheld vacuum. I'm going to talk about this whenever I see it. I got one sitting right here. I like the little Hoto vacuum. Now, this thing here is normally a $109. It doesn't sell at $109. I think I bought it for $89. It's now $69. Giggity. A 4-in-1 suction, so it works as a vacuum. It has a little attachment. I normally just use it mostly as a blower. Very good deal to keep on your desk. I smoke sticks, so I like to be able to get that stuff off at any given time. But you can use this in your vehicle as well for very, very light duty. It's not going to be sucking up the stuff underneath your seat, but a pretty good suction nonetheless. Next, we have the Hoto electric screwdriver. I talked about this a few weeks ago. This is a lower price than even I saw it. If you have someone that just moved into a dorm room a couple of months ago, you have someone that's in an apartment, they just will not keep a tool set with them. Or if you want to keep yourself an EDC tool set that might be in your vehicle, this might be something that you might want to look into. Normally $59.99 is 33% off at $39.99. That's 40 bucks, 33% savings. That's pretty good in my book. Okay, listen, I am looking to upgrade the man cave refrigerator. Mine currently holds like 150 bottles, but it doesn't get down very cool. I've been keeping my eye out on several deals. One of them is the Antarctic. This is a 26 bottle, 130 can wine cooler. Normally 270 bucks. They dropped this thing down to 199. That's a savings of 26%. Different sizes down here. You might find something a little bit smaller, maybe something you want to do counter height. I want something I can put on the floor. Mine only gets down to 52. I didn't know that when I bought it 3 or 4 years ago. This one gets down to 48, maybe even lower. So that might be, and it's #1 best seller in the wine standing coolers. Next is from the same company, normally $249. This one is $175, 30%. It has a freezer on top, which might be conducive if you want to keep some ice cream or whatever you want to keep in your man cave. Multiple colors. I've noticed that the silver one seems to be actually the red one is the lowest price. There you go. So the red one's normally $184. You can get this for $147. This one goes, it doesn't actually say how many cans that it holds, but it's 3.2 cubic feet, so that's still going to hold a good chunk of stuff nonetheless. I bought this on in Prime Days in July. It's back. It has not been on sale since Prime Days in July. I like the roll sticks. A lot of you guys ask me about when you see me with sticks and stuff like the makeup of the cigar. This might be something that you buy, keep in your man cave, so you just have a little bit of knowledge when it comes to your sticks nonetheless. Normally $8.98. They dropped this down to $7.18. That's a 20% savings. Grab that. Now the Coast Slayer, these very flat flashlights are super popular over the last 2 years. We've seen Nitecore, we've seen Streamlight, Coast has jumped into the mix as well. Normally $79.99. Now you oftentimes can find this around like the $71 mark on their website. It rarely goes on sale on Amazon. It's now $67.19 only for the silver version. That's a savings of 16%. If you've been thinking about getting yourself, this one I think has a max lumens of 1150 lumens for the turbo, and then they have the low lumen mode, or the flood mode, is 42 lumens. So pretty good light to be able to keep in your pocket or your pouch. I bought this thing multiple times. A great little EDC speaker you can keep in your kit. I keep one of these on my e-bike. I keep one of these on like sometimes when I go rucking. I like this little tri-bit storm box. You can link both of them up, multiple up together. 90 decibels. This thing gets nice and loud when I'm at parks, when I'm out chilling, whatever the case may be. Normally $79.99. No one buys it for that. It normally does hover around like the $58 mark. They've dropped this thing down to $47.99. That's going to be a savings of 40%. And it's for all the colors, which is a good thing as well. Okay, now one thing about the Prime Big Days, any of these Prime deals, companies have to pay Amazon to be featured on the Prime Days deal. So I'm going to be looking for deals where the companies didn't want to pay, but these are still some low prices. One of my favorite budget knives is the Remit Rhino. This is 14C28 blade steel, micarta scales. Normally this goes for $50 with a 20% off coupon. They've dropped it to $45 with a 20% off coupon. So you're going to get about another $8.50 off of this thing. That's going to put this thing in the high 30s. A very, very easy recommendation for a buy it now. Front flipper, button lock, thumb stud, easy to sharpen, feels good in the hand. I like it in this like this green colorway, but whichever one works out for you, snatch that thing up as well. Hey, listen, if you're getting good content out of this video, make sure you hit that like button, share this with other people as well. And I just released a video for the best EcoFlow and power stations deal. Go check that video out as well, because those are going to be some great deals where I dive deep into some of my favorite power stations by EcoFlow and some of their competitors. But jumping back into these deals here, this is a firearm. Now this is a torque wrench. Whenever you do adjustments on your firearms, there are certain items that need to be adjusted precisely. If you're going to BZO or you're going to zero in your scope, you're going to be adding stuff to there. You have to make sure that you do torque adjustments correctly. This can go from 10 inch-pounds to 65 inch-pounds. So if you have to take off your scope for any reason, anything off your weapon for any reason, this thing is going to ensure that you put it back on there correctly. $79.99 drop down to $52.24, 35% savings. Keep this thing in your firearms kit just in case you need it. The SOG power shears. Now SOG, the power shears, is a direct competitor to the Leatherman Raptor tool. I like that thing a lot. It is kind of overpriced, and it doesn't have all the functionality of this thing. 11-in-1 tool, cut through jeans, get to a sunken chest wound, open up items, whatever. It has a slotted screwdriver, bottle cap lifter. It looks like I have a gut hook on there. Of course, it shears nonetheless. A Phillips screwdriver. Normally, this is $74.99, 26% off. This makes this thing $56. Keep one of these in maybe your hike kit. Keep one of these in your vehicle. You never know when you're going to need something like this to be able to help somebody out. We love ourselves some Daily Carry Co. I have featured this pouch several times. I'm going to check and see also and see if they're selling this directly on their website to match this pricing. But for convenience sake, you can get yourself the Zip Mate by Daily Carry Co. A great little functional EDC pouch. You can use it as a wallet. That's how I normally use it. It easily fits like a knife, especially like a slip joint knife or a knife that does not have a pocket clip. Put a flashlight in there. The other side has a big opening, big enough to put yourself like a pen or field notes, as you see here in the picture. Normally $29.99. It normally sells for $25. They've dropped this thing off 31% to $20.79. That's a pretty good deal if you've been thinking about grabbing that. You also may want to get something from Viper Aid. This is the pouch I use when I travel. Viper Aid, the VE31 small EDC pouch. Small, but it actually fits quite a few items inside. 500D YKK zippers, and it does have a little loop panel. So if you got some with a hook back, throw your little REs on there and and have yourself a ball. It has pretty good organization on the inside as well, so you can put your little fingernail clippers or your pry bars or whatever you want to. Normally $26.99. This thing is $19.99. That's 26% off. And then we got to look at the Lumen Top. Now the Lumen Top, through night, these type of companies I don't talk about very often, but I love me some Lumen Top, specifically this model. I got this years ago and they have since upgraded this. This is the Lumen Top AA 2.0. I have 1.0 in silver. 2.0, they improved the actual mushiness of the rear switch, which was one of my complaints. If you don't need the most high speed, low drag, this should be just fine. If you want to use a if you use a normal alkaline battery, you're not going to get 650 lumens. The battery that comes with it will get you 650 lumens, but if that battery were to run out, I don't know what it will top off at, but it's still 650 lumens for the included battery. That's a maximum 60-hour run times if you run it on the low mode. Normally $21.99. This thing down to $17.59. 20% off is a pretty good savings as well. Okay, we have Ridge. Ridge likes to participate in these things. Ridge does have their stuff normally overpriced, but if you're a Ridge fanboy, you like stuff from Ridge, they have their key organizer, and I think they have some wallets on sale as well. This is normally 75 bucks, 20% off. This rarely goes on sale. This is 60 bucks. They have all sorts of versions, all sorts of ways. So like if you want to get the burnt titanium, this is going to be, instead of $95, it's $76. So just figure out, all these are 20% off, but the price point starts at different points. You have to figure out which one works best for you. The Olight Arc Flex. Now I talked about the Arc Flex. I'm not the biggest fan of it compared to a more traditional work light like the Phoenix WT25R. Before EDC light, this thing is freaking goated. Does what you need it to do. 1000 lumens, 90-degree head, normally $79.99. $63.99 is the lowest price I have seen in at least 45 days, other than going to their website. So check this thing out. You can also get it in orange, same price as well. You can get the Olight Arc Felt UV. The UV light's going to be good if you need to check some cash to see if it's real, if you want to be able to inspect a bed at a hotel or whatever. Normally $79.99. It's $59.99. That's 25% off. For the cool white, the neutral white, which is 4,000 kelvins to 5,000 kelvins, is 25% off. Normally $79.99 to $59.99. Looks like they have it in multiple colors as well. I like the OD green. That's always my favorite, but whatever one works out for you. I love this rolling square in charge. This is a little cord that you can keep in your pocket, your EDC pouch, but this allows for you to go 6 different ways to use this. It has a lightning cable, USB-C, USB-A, and you can switch it around multiple ways. Keep it on your keychain. If it's near a battery bank or whatever, then you always have the ability to charge your items on the go. It can also be used to transfer very low data items, but if you have like a SSD and you need to transfer it to a computer or stuff like that, great thing to keep in handy. Normally it's $19.90. It's $13.93. That's 30% off. If you want to get the gold color, which is not necessarily something I would do, that's 35% off. If you don't care what color you get, pretty good as well. That's going to get you 15 watts of charging, which is really handy when you have nothing. So if you want to be able to charge your devices, that's something you may want to keep with you as well. The TomTalk 5.5. This is the Wanderer. I love this sling bag. TomTalk sent this to me for a review. Full disclosure, they paid for that. They paid for the first feature. Then I did a full review on my own. Fantastic travel bag. I do believe if you're shorter than 5'7", it's going to be a little bit too big for you. It's a 5.5 liter, but it's very long on your body. But it can fit your Nintendo Switch, your Steam Decks, any of those type of gaming systems very easily. It's a great travel companion. If you don't need it to be X-Pack, you can get it normally 68 bucks. It's down to 56 bucks, 18% savings. If you do want to get the X-Pack, that's normally going to be 89 bucks, 20% savings, going to get you down to $72. TomTalk also has a 3.5 liter. Now this one is kind of their newer bag. You can get it the 3.5 liter. They call this the Aviator, or you can get the 1.5 liter, which is more convenient for carrying like a cell phone. So if you don't want to put your cell phone in your back pocket all day and you're going to be walking around at a zoo or something like that, that might be something that you may want to grab. That's normally 35 bucks. It's dropped to 28 bucks. The thing I like about these bags is that the entire bag has RFID blocking technology. So if you're just going to throw your cards in there with no wallet, the whole bag has that technology. So if you're in a high travel area where people can try to do skimming or scan your cards when you walk by, it might be something that you might want to pick up. Normally $35.99, $28.79 makes this 20% off, a very good price as well. The Tom Talk, this is the sling bag. It's been out for a couple of years. This can fit a number of devices. Easily can fit like a 13-inch MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro. You can get the smaller size. It can fit a 11-inch iPad Pro. This is normally $59.99. It's 48 bucks. That's a savings of 20%. Then we also have the Nitecore EDC 25, 3000 lumens. If you don't need the screen, I think the 27 is on sale as well, but you don't need the fanciness and all the features of the Nitecore EDC 27. You just want a very functional flat flashlight. Very good deal here. Normally 75 bucks. They've dropped this thing down 20% to get this thing down to 60 bucks. It includes a little charging cable. All you need to be able to function this thing out, 55 hours of use if you were to use it on low mode, and it charges in about 1 hour. Very good flashlight from Nitecore. You also get the Nitecore NB 10000. Now, these are the battery banks I use. I have Gen 3. Gen 3 just adds like 2 USB-C ports instead of a USB-A port, and they also add rubber around each corner. But listen, if you don't need those extras, why pay for it? This is normally $59.95, and I normally see it 10% off. So I normally see them drop it down $6. They have dropped this down 20%, so it's 47. Let's call it 48 bucks. Great. This is the thinnest battery bank on the market for 10,000 milliamp hours. The thinnest one on the market. Their claim to fame to that, and they're holding on to it very, very strong. The RovyVon A8. Now, RovyVon sent this to me several months ago. They have this thing $47 to $37. That's 20% off. It kind of lives at that point. But then they have a clickable coupon that gets you an additional 20% off. That's going to get you another like $6.50 off. Now this is near like the $31 mark. This can get you to 650 lumens, a built-in battery. This is a fantastic keychain light. It does multiple colors. The entire thing can light up. If you need to use it like a floodlight, it has a tail switch. All sorts of functionality. You want to be able to walk from your car to your building or find something that falls within a couch. It has a magnetic base, a magnetic clip. Very high functionality for such a small flashlight. I first saw this on John Gadget's channel, and when they sent this out to me, I saw why he liked it so much. Now, mechanics wear gloves. If you have an EDC toolkit, like a little MacGyver kit in your vehicle, or you just need some new gloves for your man cave, mechanics wear is 15% off. Normally 24 bucks. They dropped this thing down to $20. This is for the large size, which is what I wear. I don't know if every size is on special. Yeah, it looks like they are. So just click through whichever size you may need. Has a different percentage. Like extra large is even a bigger saving. So go through and see whichever one that you may need. Cold Steel is coming through with the Cold Steel Code 4. This is an older knife. Okay. However, this is using aluminum scales. It has their triad lock, and it's S35VN, very sharp. And the fact is it does have 6061 aluminum scales. That's aircraft grade aluminum, which can be used literally on aircrafts for the landing materials and stuff like that. So this is a very good knife. If you're looking for something that you can take out with you outdoors and have with you as a companion, this is a good deal as well. Now, this is not, this is normally let's see, if we go here, we click the size. This is normally 150 bucks. They've dropped this thing down to 76.77. That's a savings of 50%, a buy it now price. I particularly would probably, I think I would get the clip point, but whatever point is going to work out for you for your blade shape, have at it. The Gerber gear, this is the Gerber beer pry bread. This normally lives on sale at $20. They've dropped this thing down to $16.74. That's a 44% savings on list price. This is the one that does not have the pocket clip. And I think these are made of FRN. If you want to get it with G10, it bumps up the price a little bit more. So you kind of just got to see which one works out for you. For instance, if you want to get the G10 in green, that's $30 to $24. So the best deal is going to be grabbing it in the FRN and saving yourself 44%. I like the blue color. The blue color is $20 though, so it's really up to you. If you just need a utility knife and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on something like the Big Idea Design or the TPT slide or whatever, that's a good deal for you as well. A tourniquet. If you fancy yourself to be able to help out in a situation, or you want to be able to apply a tourniquet to yourself in some type of tragedy, if you're going to be going on hiking, some type of car accident, whatever, you be able to keep yourself some tourniquets in your med kits. These are normally $14.99, 20% off, or $11.99. I specifically like the fact that you have the ability to label when you apply this, so someone will know how long the tourniquet has been applied, so we can try to save that limb. Multi-tools. Now, I will admit, I recently did pick up the Leatherman, the Arc in Obsidian. This cost me well over $200, even with a military discount. I like it. I enjoy it. But this thing here is $24. This probably does 80% of what my Leatherman can do, and it is 10% of the price. Very, very compelling, if I say so myself. This specifically here is a 19-in-1 stainless steel tool, nylon sheath, couple of bits included. It's a 1/4 size bit, so if these bits are trash, which they probably are, get yourself some good bits from Wera and you should be good to go. Scissors, wire cutters, wires, strippers, knives, saws, all sorts of stuff built into this thing. Normally $39.99, 40% off at $24. Get this. See if you even like carrying a multi-tool. If you don't, you've spent $24 instead of spending $50 or $60 or $70 on a Bond or Leatherman curl or something like that. The Olight O-Clip. This is one of the lights I use when I ruck. I have several lights when I go rucking that stays on my body or on my flak or on my backpack or whatever. This normally is $29.99. It's dropped down to $24. It is in multiple colors. Me particularly, I like the way that the OD green looks, but whichever one works out for you. They have it in copper as well. I don't think the copper is on sale. There you go. So normally $59.99. They dropped this thing down to $48. So that's also a 20% savings as well. The Olight Arc Felt Pro. I talked about the Arc Felt UV. The Arc Felt Pro is coming from $99 to $79. It still has those 2 Kelvin options for you, whether you want cool white or you want more of a neutral color. This one has all the functionality of the UV, but they also add the laser. So if you want the laser, the green laser in there, this is the one that you're going to want to snatch up. Normally $99.99, 20% off makes this thing $80. The Ace Beam M2X. I like the M2X. Okay. I have its big brother. I think it's the M1X Terminator or something like that. Both of them are pricey flashlights. If you want a flashlight that's going to flood during your ruck, flood underneath an underpass, be able to blind your opponent as you're walking up to a dimly lit area, grab yourself this thing. You will absolutely see what I'm talking about when you get it. It has an RGB mode. All right, next we have the Vodsteed Raccoon. Different blades, steels, different handles, different scales. Just depends on what you want. Now, this one specifically is the 14C28N, $59, 20% off is going to save you $12. I like the way this one looks, but if you want to get it in the autumn color, you can get something like that. That's normally going to be $69, 20% off gets this thing down to $55. So it's just really going to be whatever's up to you. Different blades, different colors, different shapes. Listen, Vodsteed knows what they're doing with the Raccoon. Everybody and their mom likes it. That's why there's so many different options. They have a great crossbar lock, a great shape on this, and it's always a very, very practical purchase. You can get yourself the Alpaca. Alpaca has all sorts of items that is included on the Prime Day. Now, I'm going to have a couple of deals here. The Element Tech case, I just did a comparison of this versus the Initech Tech case. I didn't think at full price that this one was worth it versus the Initech, but it's $55, 30% off. That's way more interesting. But then there's also a clickable coupon that gets you down another 10%. It's going to save you another $5.50. And then another coupon. Make sure you click these coupons because That's how you're going to get yourself down to like the mid 40s or something like that. And so you absolutely want to make sure that you're grabbing these things while you still can. The Olight Baton 3 Pro, 1500 lumens. This is a fantastic light, one of the most popular flashlights according to directly from Olight's website. This is normally $69.99, $48.99, 30% off. So if you've been following this one, I would get it in OD green because I'm an OD green type of person. And you should enjoy that one as well. The Nitecore MT2A Pro. It includes a fantastic rechargeable battery, but if that battery dies, you can just throw 2 AA batteries inside. It's made of aluminium, 1,000 lumens with the included battery. I don't know what you get on 2 AAs, but it works just fine. I love this thing. It's very strong. It's well made. It doesn't scuff. Here's my only issue. It does not have a momentary switch. So if you're trying to signal somebody, you're not going to be able to really do that with a momentary switch. Every time you click the button, you do change modes on the flashlight. That's it. That's my only complaint. So normally it's $44.95. It has not been $36 since the Prime Day in July. So this is a buy it now price. You either buy this now or you don't. Okay, so you want to snatch that up. The Woobin F5. Woobin has a lot of stuff on this deals as well. I'm going to highlight my favorite right now, which is a couple. We have the Woobin F5, which is a great floodlight. It's a great lantern type of light. The entire back, this metal part back here is magnetic, so you can put that on a magnetic surface. It has a ring on it, so you can hang it from different surfaces. You can also prop it up. You can use it like a battery bank. It goes from 3600 kelvins to 5600 kelvins. It's a versatile flashlight. 5200 milliamp hour battery indicator on the top. There's a lot packed into this thing for $30, 20% off. That's a buy it now price as well. The Nitecore EDC 27. I would get the UHI. They have the classic in the UHI on sale. You would only get the classic if you like the way that the actual color looks, because the color looks a little bit different. The spot beam looks a little bit different on these bad boys, or the flood rather. But other than that, I would just get the UHI. It has the momentary action. You can pre-program it before you turn it on. I'm only able to get you 10% off on their website. 20% off is a buy it now price at $71.96. Yeah, that's a buy it now price, hands down. The Ebelin stock, this is the Bandit. If you are looking for a good travel bag that can also be a rucking bag, this is it. Normally $149, $120, 20% off, multiple colors. I like the fact that you can easily stuff this with clothing, get it up to the weight that you want for rucking. But you can also use this for travel. You can let it completely flop open if you take off the front part, or you can just let it like a half opening it. As long as you keep this little strap on the side clamped, you can just flap it open and look inside and see what's in there. So a very good deal as well. The SOG Power Access. The SOG Power Access is kind of the big brother of the SOG Power Pint, right below like the Power Leader. This is 18-in-1 tools. It has 440 for the series of tools. The main knife itself is like I think a 15 MOV knife. But listen, it's a multi-tool. It's going to be able to get you out of a pinch, opening up kids' toys to fasteners that are coming out of a wall. It has a file. It has a bottle cap lifter, a can opener. It has an awl. It's a pretty good tool for $40. You can also use it as a bit driver. So a very good tool. I will grab this thing now for $40. 20% off is a good savings as well. The Tekton Every Bit Precision Toolkit. Normally $14. This is $12.60, 10% saving. I like this because it has T-bits, so it's the 6, the 7, the 8, a 10, but it also has a extension on there. You can use this for tightening your wristwatch, fixing your glasses, taking apart your multi-tool. You know, if your knife starts to have a screw that's it's starting to come out of it, or whatever the case may be. And it has a small little pry tool back there. It's a hard plastic, but you can also use that for scraping gum or whatever the heck you want to. So a very, very nice little kit. Now, if you are a fountain pen type of person, I'm not, but there are people. They have fine, extra fine, and medium for this specific travel fountain pen. This is about 4 inches in length. It's made of aluminium, normally $19.98. It is $15.98, 20% savings, multiple colors. There you go, just in case you want to snatch yourself up something like that as well. The Olight i3T EOS 180 lumens AAA battery. Now, I like the EOS, which gets The i5T, we'll talk about that here in a second, but this is a great, if you just want to see if you like flashlights, here's a banger for you. Okay. $15.11, 16% savings. You can keep this. If you lose it, so what? Maybe you give this to a teenager so that they can make sure they illuminate the door while they're walking home at night or whatever. There you go. We also have the Olight Javelot. The Javelot actually lives on the sun visor of my vehicle. This is $104 normally. I normally see this thing hovering around 92 bucks or full price. That's it. It doesn't drop down to the $78 mark. It hasn't dropped down to this mark since like the Olight days they had a few months ago in launch price. Okay. So this is something that I would buy it now 100%. When they say 2,300 meters or 2,300 feet for a throw, they mean it. It has a fantastic spot beam. It's a fantastic light. I love the side switch. I love the rear switch. I love the fact that you can charge it inside of its holster, or you can use Olight's goofy proprietary charger. It's a versatile light. I normally don't cream all over Olight lights like this. 25% off is a buy it now price, and I would get it in OD green 100%. Now, if you are the type of person that's always using a circular saw, or you're always at the range or whatever, this is the #1 bestseller in earmuffs. Make sure you got some good ear pro. Normally $79.99, 52% off makes this thing $38.38. That's a buy it now price as well. You also can grab yourself other items from Alpaca. Now, I talked about the Element Tech case. That's fantastic. Now, I own the VanQuest packing cubes. I did not pay anywhere near this price for mine. This is normally 45 bucks. They got a 30% off that makes it $31.50. Then they got the double, the coupons. I'm telling you, you can get this thing easily near 20 or below if you bundle it with other Alpaca items. Fantastic to be able to keep all your items nice and neat when you're traveling. Maybe keep your dirty clothes away from your clean clothes. Keep your collared shirts in one area, whatever. Very, very good way to be able to pack your stuff up and be neat when you're traveling. VAR rarely has sales. They participated in this prime sale, and I'm very happy about that. You can get a 40 millimeter A11 military field watch, quartz movement. It's very accurate, very reliable. Lockdown, screw down crown means it's going to keep water out of your freaking watch. You can get it with a black face. You can get it with a white face. It has a calendar. Normally $199, 20% off makes this $159.20. That's a very good savings. If you want to get something smaller, which I like it a little bit smaller, 36 millimeter saves you, is going to be the same price. You're not really getting too much of a difference other than size, so I can understand why the pricing is the same as well. The Woobin X2, the Woobin X2 Pro is on deck. We've seen the previews for it. I'll be doing a review on it at the end of this month, but that means that the X2 is slowly going to be phasing out of here. All the aluminum versions of the X2 are the best pricing right now. So this is $49, 20% off gets you. So this is going to get you an additional $10 off, which is going to make it 40 bucks. Then you can click this coupon and it's going to get you another 10% off, which is going to get this thing down to like, it's going to be like 36 bucks. But if you want to get it in white, there's different ways to bundle this up and continue to save money. I like the X2. My only complaint is that I wish it had a magnetic base, but that's it. I like the X2. It's a great pouch. Oh, and the pocket clip's a little too strong. Those are my only two complaints. Other than that, I think it's fantastic. The Olight i5R EOS. This is the rechargeable version of its little brother, the i3 that we took a look at earlier. This uses a rechargeable battery, but when that battery dies, you can just throw a AA battery inside. With the included battery, you get 350 lumens. If you don't use the included battery, I don't know what you get lumens wise, but it's still a great light. 20% off makes this $28.76, a great buy it now price. And then we got to talk about one of my favorite energy drinks, Ghost. I bought this thing several times. I love the fact that they use natural caffeine. They extract the caffeine from coffee beans. They don't have any sugar. It's gluten free. It's fantastic. Normally, this thing lives at $26. It does not go on sale. So at $21.02, it's a buy it now price, 19% off. That's something that you want to snatch up immediately. I have helped you out tremendously early on the prime days so far, what we call it big days, okay? Hit the like button. Consider giving me a super thanks down below. I would appreciate that as well, because I'm about to put in some work today, okay? If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.